This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for February 23rd, 2026. Beartooth have announced their new single, Free, is coming out on Friday. The song is available for pre-save right now. You can see Beartooth opening up for Bad Omens, along with President at the TD Garden coming up in March. Rush have shared Distant Early Warning, the 2025 Terry Brown mix from the upcoming Grace Under Pressure Super Deluxe Edition. The new edition will come in 5 distinct configurations on March 13th. The set is available for pre-order online. Founding former members of Live, Chad Taylor, the guitarist, and Chad Gracie, the drummer, have shared images online on social media showing a cease and desist letter they were sent by lead singer Ed Kowalczyk regarding their use of the band's name. The letter alleges the termination of the license to use any trademarks associated with Live, both Kowalczyk and the Fifth Veda, a record label founded by the singer. Action Front Unlimited is listed in the letter as the, quote, exclusive owner of the trademarks and intellectual property associated with Live. Members of the band originally formed the entity. The publicly shared letter comes with an added comment from Taylor, who claims that Kowalczyk, quote, never had the authority to remove me. I remain a founding shareholder and director of Action Front Unlimited Incorporated, the company that owns the Live name and trademarks. Kowalczyk has yet to respond publicly to the cease and desist letter or claims over the rightful ownership of the Live trademark. Back in the spring of 2025, the Foo Fighters announced they'd be moving forward without drummer Josh Freese. Now Dave Grohl is talking about his departure, saying, quote, we called as a band, all of us called, it wasn't just me. Basically, we called Josh and we were like, hey, man, that was awesome. That was such a blast. Thank you so much. But we're going to move on and find another drummer. He said, since there's been a lot of talk about it, I think Josh said it best when he said he didn't feel that our music really resonated with him. And that is really important. The Foo Fighters just announced their new album, Your Favorite Toy, is coming on April 24th. Mumford & Sons have announced a 2026 North American tour in support of their brand new album, Prize Fighter. The Prize Fighter tour has 2 stops in New England at the Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor, Maine on June 16th, and in Boston, Massachusetts at Fenway Park on June 22nd. Tickets go on sale this Friday, February 27th at 10 a.m. local time via Ticketmaster. Nonpoint have announced they're going to headline the Out of Control tour this spring with Soil and Sumo Psycho. That includes 1 stop in New England on May 1st in Hartford, Connecticut at the Webster. And Queens of the Stone Age filmed their November 18th, 2025 set in Austin, Texas for the long-running PBS program Austin City Limits. The footage of the 17-song set went on to air on the network on January 31st and is now officially streaming on YouTube. During a recent interview on the Dumb Blonde podcast, Ozzy Osbourne's widow and longtime manager, Sharon Osbourne, talked about dealing with the grief after the passing of her husband 7 months later, saying, quote, I'm getting there. It's hard, but I'm getting there. I'm going to be working and I'm going to keep doing what I do in my life, and that's it. She went on to say 2 weeks before the Back to the Beginning show, they said that he could probably die, and he did. But he wanted to do the show so bad, he needed it. And it's like, whether I die in 2 weeks or 6 months, I'm still dying, and I want to go my way. And he did. He went like a rock star, she said. Tobias Forge from Ghost, making an appearance on Full Metal Jackie, addressed his recent revelation that the band currently has nothing else planned beyond the ongoing Skeletor. Saying, quote, I have my family. Of course, everybody knows that. I've had 2 kids waiting at home and my wife of 15 years, and maybe that says something about me, that it wasn't pushing enough of a factor through those years. Believe me, I felt bad, but I've definitely come to a point where not only do I physically and mentally need to be home simply because they're 17. They're not going to be around for an eon. And then the most acute factor here is the fact, imagine you being a house builder and you draw up the houses, great ideas, but you're also doing the permits, you're also doing the tiles, you're building everything, and you're sewing it all up and putting it all together. I don't simply have an idea and I'm out of tiles, I'm out of wood. And I just don't have it. So the only way for me to come up with a new idea is to get some new inspiration, and it's just to step away. Rhino Records is set to release Breaking Out of Heaven 2007 to 2009, a career-spanning collection highlighting the final chapter of Ronnie James Dio's legendary reunion with Black Sabbath members under the Heaven and Hell banner. The set arrives on March 27th. And Alex Van Halen is opening up about the album he's developing with Steve Lukather of Toto, built around previously unreleased material created by his late brother, Eddie Van Halen. Saying, quote, "We're not going to release it in its embryonic form. It has to be the quality and the level where we left it." Talking about the role of Steve Lukather, he said he can facilitate things that would have taken me 10 times as long. He knows where to put the solo, the structure, and organization. And as for the vocals on the new album, Alex revealed that Paul Rodgers of Free had been a top choice but ultimately declined. He knows he can't do it, which I think is better than saying, yeah, I can do it, and then not being able to do it. When he was asked about other possibilities, including Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, Alex Van Halen acknowledged the idea but stressed that nothing has been set in stone. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 298, featuring Stephen Blush, author of the book When Rock Met Hip Hop, is available now.